in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to be discussing with you today, ladies and gentlemen, is how our young women, modern women, black women in particular, how they are impacted by the hypersexualization of black women. What do I mean? The influencers, the social media influencers, the people like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, anyone you could think of, imagery, the way that women are dressing, the way that they are talking, the way that women are advising young women, how it's impacting not just women in their 20s, but women in their teens who grow up into women who are living lifestyles of promiscuity from that age all the way on down. It is the women, especially those who are supposed to be grown in their 20s, who are really impacting and corrupting the minds of the youngsters. So what I'm going to do is cover that. I'm going to let you listen to a lady who's in her 20s, 21, 22, 23, whatever. And she's going to tell you how she didn't think she had any value, any worth, unless a man slept with her because of the things I've just mentioned. Now, let me go ahead and get to it right quick. Hold on one second. I'll put it up on your screen. You know how we get down here on the Jeremy Hill Show. Hope everybody doing all right today. All right, let her tell you the story.
To it just really quickly. Growing up as a black woman in America, I was taught my value lied within what I could do in the bedroom. For example, you look at all black women celebrities, look at them, most of them. What are they known for? What do they talk about in their songs? What do they do in the shows? They're either loud, they're either aggressive, or they're really, really sexual. Never any representation about how to make your money grow, or how to go to college, or how to do something productive, or be a wife. It's always something sexual or something really, really aggressive. It's really impacted me as a black female and how I look at dating. For me personally, when I got into the dating world, I put my value on if a person wants to sleep with me or not.
Did you hear that? And it's all because she wasn't raised right. Because if she was raised right, her parents would have did the best they could to protect her from such things. But most importantly, the parent would have educated her on what's out there. Look, see, when you shelter a child, you still have to inform them of what's going on outside. Okay, it's just what it is. Because when they get outside, they're going. I'm gonna put it back on the screen, but I want to put some facts, data, and statistics up here right quick about how it impacts the young minds of young girls who become young women. Okay, make sure it's on your screen first. 1 second. Okay, make sure it's there. All right, let's read this right here. According to the Quebec.ca childhood thing, it says that hypersexualization influences young people's perception of sexuality. In fact, the huge amount of sexual content that is publicly available generates a distorted understanding of gender relationships beginning at a very early age. Now, it said that it distorts a youngster's understanding of gender relationships beginning at an early age. That's before they become young adults. They become conditioned into believing that promiscuity is the way to go, based on the images. All your little reality shows where women are dressing with their breasts all the way out, with their thighs showing, with them talking like whores, talking like angry people and stuff. It is affecting these youngsters. Because most youngsters are growing up in single-parent homes where mother are dominating the house and mother may be working. Or mother may be a ghetto woman who really don't care what the child sees or what the child does and stuff. So it's impacting that child. And when it says that it generates a distorting understanding of gender relationships, they automatically think that they're supposed to get dingling in them. If they're not getting any dingling in them, then they are worthless. They are trash. It's something wrong with them. They are too fat. They're not pretty enough. Why? Because like it says in the beginning, hypersexualization influences young people's perception of sexuality. Being a 304 is approved. When you hypersexualize black women, they believe that being a 304 is approvable behavior. Keep going. It was so bad that 6 years ago, the Washington Post made an article that said, there's nothing wrong with being a hoe. How some black women are reclaiming their sexuality. This goes all the way back to the days of Amber Rose and those type of women who had those quote unquote slut walks celebrating promiscuity, being proud to be a hoe. We'll come back to this. I'm going to show you some more stats in a minute. I mean, some facts, you know what I'm trying to say. Let me get us back on the screen with this young lady. Let you finish hearing what she had to say. But yeah, so I wanted to do a show about this today to let you older women know that you are making a society full of 304s, that you're making a society full of whores.
Like, and I know it sounds so crazy. You're like, T, are you serious? I'm being dead serious. So let me give you a quick story time. So I was talking to this guy. I've been talking to this guy for a while. And every time he's around me, his body, I'll say his physical parts get excited usually, but he does not ever try to like get physical. Not because he has a wife secretly or anything, just because, you know, he wants to get to know me as a person and he constantly voices that. Although I know this, there's this little voice in my head that is like, but if you don't want to have sex with me, that means that you're not attracted to me.
Did you hear that? She equates her worth. At that time, she equated her worth to being a hoe, to being a 304, to being easy, to be a skank. This is the mindset of many women. It's many women now. If you don't want to sleep with them, they think there's something wrong with them. And then in some cases, think there's something wrong with you because everybody sleeps with them. They're like, hey, if everybody else want to hit this poutine so easily and you don't, then you must be gay or something. Something must be wrong with you because they have gotten so conditioned into giving up their goods that it's unbelievable now. Think about young girls who getting pregnant at an early age, teenage pregnancies, unplanned pregnancy. They are walking around with these mindsets because of the images that they're seeing, because of the way that women are dressing, who they admire, their role models. Think about the lyrical content of the most famous female rappers right now. What do they talk about? Like she said, don't talk about growing your money and credit. Talk about sucking this, eating this. If he don't do right, go have sleep with his friend. I'm a boss B. I pack guns and stuff like that. That's what they're talking about. Nothing positive whatsoever. Okay, and they also indirectly body shame. Because Megan Thee Stallion and all these other artists, they make it a point to get BBLs, to get surgery, to make them look like this perfect shaped woman. So the average woman can't afford that, and the average woman don't look like that. So in a way, they kind of indirectly body shame regular average people. Like, you don't look like this. This is why you're not a successful person. If you're not sleeping with everybody, this is why you're not a successful person. And this is the mentality of a lot of these girls today. They believe that they have to give it up to a man in order to have a certain type of lifestyle. They look for sponsors. That's what they're looking for now. Because they don't see their value. They think their value lies between their legs.
And then I had to stop myself and say, hold the phone. Oh my gosh, I don't see myself as valuable if somebody doesn't want to use and abuse me in some crazy sexual way. And I'm like, whoa, officially renewing my mind. And I realized that like my value is not in how much I'm being physical with a person or how much I'm down for a person, but my value is in who I am as a person. And that made me realize that a lot of Black women are victims to this thought process. We think that like if somebody's not trying to get nasty with us and freaky with us, and we're not talking about that, then they don't desire us. And that is not true. If a man doesn't want to sleep with you in the first month of him knowing you, 2 months of him knowing you, 3 months of him knowing you, that means he's trying to get to know you as a person. And that means that he not only likes you, but he values and respects you. Don't let...
Now, that's true if you can find a man who wait that long. I'm not the kind of man that's going to wait that long. But I guess because she's so young, about in her 20, you like about 21, 20, closer than there, you know what I mean? But yeah, if there's a man who wants to do something like that, then yeah, he care about you. But don't think that's the norm. Most men gonna want to hit that as soon as possible, even if they do care about you. And I'm one of them dudes, why I can say that. Now let me put the rest of the facts up there for you right quick, some statistics and percentages and whatnot. I want us to see just how, you know, one second right quick, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All righty. Oops, my bad. I want you to take a look at these images right here. I don't know if I already showed you or not, but you got your old to new. You got your Megan Thee Stallion. You got your Nicki Minaj. You got your Lil Kim. These are the type of role models your ladies have right now, like Sexy Red and stuff like that. Looking like a whore, having absolutely nothing on, or look like you about to take it off, or so tight that you can see the print of your vajayjay. These are your children's role model right now. These are the women who are encouraging your women to have unplanned pregnancy. They indirectly saying, they're not telling them to do it, but they are at the same time, because each one of these women are old enough to know what they're doing. Now let's get to the stat. Now, when you make these women to sexual objects, of African American women being sexual objects dates back to the slave era, whereby they were considered subhuman and likened to animals with uncontrollable sexual appetites. Now, this is exactly what's going on right now. When most men look at you women right now, we don't see a soul. We see an object. We see something that we can pump and dump, skeet and beat feet, skeet all on your face, run on out of here. That's how we see y'all now because of how you're behaving. Okay, it's just somebody gotta say it. But even I see women sometimes look beautiful, fine. I don't be thinking about trying to get to know them. I think about I'm just gonna try to pump and dump. It's gonna last for as long as it can last. I don't know how many times I hit this thing. That's how I think sometimes with some women because of the way they dress. If you dress in such a way that doesn't demand respect, then I'm not going to respect you. I can fake respect. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, how you doing? Whatever. I can fake like I'm respectful, but at the same time, I don't give a shit about you. And that's exactly what's going on when you dress like that. That's the type of attention that you bring. Now look at this. It goes all the way back to the slave era when it says women who was pretty much half naked when they made you hypersexualized women. See, back then it wasn't a choice in slave days. They had to do what master say. Now it is a choice of the women. You are choosing to look like that. Master ain't got nothing to do with that. White folks ain't got nothing to do with that. You are deciding to dress like that. And you're deciding to dress subhuman and to be compared to uncontrollable animals with uncontrollable appetites. Now, let me show you the consequences of black girls being hypersexualized. Now, 40% of sex trafficking survivors in Louisiana were black girls and women. 40%. 25% of black girls will be sexually abused before they are 18 years old. 25%. And I've met women like that I've dated who have been touched inappropriately before. And then it says more than 20% of women are sexually assaulted during their lifetime. That's a lot. And I'm gonna tell you something, what you don't really want to hear is that some of these things, I'm talking about the older women, some of these situations of when someone forced intercourse on you, you bringing it on yourself a lot of times. I'm not saying that's what you wanted, and I'm not saying that it was right to do. I am strongly against that. But the way you dress, sometimes you put yourself in compromising positions. You know you drink a lot. Everybody know that one girl that drink a lot that someone got to carry out the club like that, and then they drunk, and then they dress like that, and then they get taken advantage of by men, and then they find out, not even want to say all men are dogs. All men didn't do that. It was a certain type of man that you allowed yourself to be around when you was intoxicated and dressed like a harlot. Like I said before, don't say that all men are dogs when you want to dress up like dog food. That's you. So when you dress like this, like when a young girl see the older women dress like this going to the club and stuff like that, what you think the young girls want to dress like later? Like the ones who dress like a hoe. They just be real with each other, man. I'm gonna put this lady back on the screen so she can finish her story, and we'll be on out of here. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I have a lot of clips, actually. I'm gonna just play this one. I'm gonna use other clips for later, for another show. Excuse me, as I put it on your screen. I didn't want to do that. I hate when I do that stuff like that. There you go.
Society's mindset of hypersexuality, and this is now color aside, hypersexuality in general. I'm noticing even young girls are being taught, get naked, get your nails done, you know, try to get a baby daddy very quickly. Like, these are all lies. This is all poison. And I really believe that it's harming our society more than it is uplifting. So that's all I wanted to talk about.
Well, I'm glad you talked about it. But yeah, she told you the truth. I just thought it'd be something interesting to talk about. Anyway, you let me know what's up. Talk to y'all later. You have a good one now. You hear?